What's up, guys? I'm back. I'm back. I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I made a video. That's on me. I went to a college football game this weekend. Kind of messed up my sleep schedule a little bit, but hey, we back. I was gonna make two videos about the Big 12 and the ACC, but then I was like, wait a minute. I have not I've watched some, but I haven't watched enough of that to even really get a good handle on what's going on. But here's the thing, okay? I'm skipping those videos, but I'm still dropping these college football playoff projections after what was last week? Week 5 or week 6? I think after week 6 technically. Anyways, so yeah, this is what the projections are looking like. This is the model. This isn't me. Just joking. I am the model. All right? So, as you can see here, we want to just start going through this. We had a crazy week of college football. A lot have changed, I think. Definitely since week 1. Um, Notre Dame has unfortunately went up. It's unfortunate, but I mean, at the same time, it's like it's gonna happen. Let's not pretend it's not. Um, Another SEC team has joined, Alabama, and they immediately went up to the top. I'm sorry, I just don't know who's beating them. I don't know. I don't know. Um, Moving on. I mean, Texas Tech is in here. They were in here last week, though, obviously. Or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. They're still the favorites to win this conference, man. They're so good. I still have South Florida. I've had South Florida in the whole time. I'm keeping them in there. We'll see. Oh, does South Florida play Memphis? Oh, no. South Florida plays North Texas. I mean, I think they'll get it done against North Texas, but I think it's either going to be them or Memphis in here. Um, but yeah, pretty much everything else is pretty similar. Similarities are there. Got rid of Penn State, obviously. Those suits stink. But anywho, moving on. Let's just look at who I have, and I'm gonna explain why they're first, they're second, why they're third, fourth, all of that. So first I have Ohio State. Obvious. Obvious. They're gonna win the Big Ten. They're gonna beat Oregon in the Big Ten championship. 13-0. First, my opinion. That's how I see this going down. My days, I'm so slow, uncle. Okay, anyways. Moving on. Got the U. All about the U. Oh my days. I forgot. I totally forgot. That Florida State is not on here. That Florida State can get it done against the U. Bro, I don't know what the crap. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Florida State is not who I thought they were. Potentially, obviously. I don't know. I mean, I guess Bama is just. No, I don't know. I swear Tommy Castellanos had a Heisman game and then. Well, no, he didn't even fall off. I don't know. He kind of fell off in Virginia. Yeah, I don't know. I think FSU's out of it, man. Even if they went out, their schedule is booty. Um, they have a win against Bama, but I don't think it's enough. With, I don't know. I don't think it's enough. Maybe if Vir, no, I was gonna say maybe if Virginia is in the ACC championship. Maybe I don't know. I think they're just out of it, dude. That's unfortunate for them. But anyways, yeah, U Miami, they're gonna win the ACC in my opinion. They look unstoppable. They look like the best team in the nation. Like I think their resume is better than Ohio State's right now. I mean, Notre Dame, Florida State. Ohio State has no good wins in my opinion. I'm joking. Like Texas is not a good win though. I'm not joking about that, but they have been dominant over, the teams they should dominate, which is why they're number one. But anyways, Alabama third. Alabama, they obviously have the loss of Florida State. I don't see them losing another game. I think they're going to finish 12-1, win the SEC championship against A&M probably. Yeah. And not only that, but they're gonna have they've already beaten Georgia. They're gonna beat Oklahoma in my opinion. I think they're probably gonna beat A&M. They're gonna probably beat all the SEC teams already. By the time this comes around, that are also in this, and probably also beat the ones that are just outside of it, like Tennessee. But yeah, I think Alabama is legit. They're a really good football team. I'm an Alabama fan, but this is not biased, dude. You can look at it. They're favored to win this conference. It's not crazy for me to put them here. Moving on, we have Oregon Ducks. Oregon Ducks are going to be 12-1 like Bama, but they'll be the losers of the Big Ten. I low-key struggled placing 5, 4, and 3. 1 and 2 is fairly straightforward. Actually, not even fairly, it's straightforward. It's 1 and 2. It's undefeated. But Texas Tech, Oregon, and Bama. The reason I have Bama 1 is because they're going to be the SEC champs, although they have 1 loss. The reason I have Oregon 2 is because they'll have 1 loss. Their 1 loss will be to Ohio State. And I think they're taking into consideration like strength of schedule a lot more than we think. And then also they're it's Big Ten and it's Alabama. Right? Alabama's gonna get the edge over, even though I believe Texas Tech is going to be undefeated, 13-0, Big 12 champions. I don't think they're gonna put them third or fourth. I think they're gonna be fifth behind these 2 teams. I think that's just how it's gonna be. Not necessarily that I agree with it or disagree. I don't. Honestly, it's kind of a dub for Texas Tech to be here. It might be better if they were fourth, I guess. But dude, being third, like who I have compared to like who I have 6, is kind of trash, dude. A&M is really good in my opinion. So I think it's actually good that Texas Tech is here. But I think Texas Tech will be fifth. They'll get the home game against a Group 5 opponent. It's definitely not a bad spot to be. And then you play the fourth team. Like being fifth is actually a really solid spot to be. I think Penn State was fifth last year. They played. Who did they play? Or was Penn State fourth? Wait. No, I think Penn State was fifth. Yeah, Penn State had to have been fifth. Or were they sixth? Oh, crap. They played like. Oh, they were sixth actually. And then, yeah, they played like SMU and like SMU, and then they played Boise State. But still, this is a good spot to be. You get to play the Group of 5, and then you get to play, Oregon. That's actually a pretty rough one. Not gonna lie. But anyways, yeah, those 3. I don't know. I think they're gonna be there in some order, some capacity. Moving on, we have 6th place Texas A&M. I think this will be the losers of the SEC. Yeah, loser of the SEC. I think they'll be 12-1, but they'll be the losers of the SEC. I don't think they'll put them above Texas Tech, which I guess doesn't make a whole lot of sense though, right? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know. This is just like, I think they'll be disrespectful to Texas Tech, but not too disrespectful to Texas Tech. Right? Winner of the SEC, Big Ten loser, then Texas Tech, then SEC loser. I think it actually does make sense because Alabama is third. Ohio State is one. So slotting them in right there makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And then Indiana, I had trouble actually with like 8 through 10. Indiana 7, they're gonna be a one loss to Oregon. Big Ten team. Uh, yeah, they'll be right behind the one loss SEC champ in my opinion. But one loss Big Ten, I think they'll be right here at 7, get a home game. Um, 8 through 10, I struggled with a bit. Actually, no, 9. I think I just struggled with Oklahoma and Georgia. 8, it's gonna be Notre Dame because Notre Dame is gonna be a two-loss team. Their two losses are gonna be A&M and Miami. Here's what I think Notre Dame should do to fix this Notre Dame problem. The issue with Notre Dame is not that they don't play good teams, right? They play A&M. They played A&M in Miami this year. They played A&M last year, and they played probably somebody else last year. Did they play Miami also last year? I don't remember, but A&M just or no, Notre Dame just needs to play like well, to be fair, I don't know. I was gonna say they just need to play like somebody. Like shoot, dude, play the American. Like if you don't want to play the ACC, oh no. I was gonna say like maybe they need to play like ooh, Notre Dame needs to play the third team out in the SEC or the third. No, no, it has to be the SEC because the SEC is a little bit. I feel like more depth. Like okay, if the third team out is Georgia, let's say Notre Dame has to play Georgia in a makeshift independent conference champion or just the highest ranked third team out of like so I guess it would be Indiana, right? Like the highest ranked team that doesn't make their conference championship. Notre Dame has to play them. Boom. You got to play Indiana. And I'm not saying that they wouldn't beat Indiana, but at least we'd get a little bit more. And if they don't win that game, out of if you have two losses. Obviously not if you're like undefeated or with one loss. But no, I don't think Notre Dame's issue is that they don't schedule hard teams. I mean, obviously they schedule tough teams, tough like a couple tough teams. They just need to play a conference championship. They need 13 games. They need 13 games in my opinion. Um but yeah, they're going to be 8. Their two losses are A&M and U Miami. So, yeah, they're going to be slotted in right there. Um, moving on, Georgia and Oklahoma, I think are gonna be like identical. Uh, they're both gonna have a loss to Bama, and then I predict they're both gonna lose one more game. Georgia's is probably like it might be like Florida or something with Florida's newfound confidence. Some game that doesn't really like change anything too much. I think they'll win the big games like the I don't see them losing to Texas, but that's not a big game. Like, I don't see them losing to Ole Miss, right? I think they're gonna win their Ole Miss game. Oklahoma play Ole Miss? I think so. If they do, I think Oklahoma's gonna beat Ole Miss. But like maybe Oklahoma loses to Tennessee, right? Something of that. Sure. And they'll well, I guess it probably can't be Tennessee. Maybe LSU or something. I don't think they'll lose to LSU though. But they'll both have a loss to Alabama and then maybe like one more loss. That's what I'm kind of predicting. The reason I put Georgia ahead of Oklahoma is because, well, originally I did it because I thought maybe Oklahoma would lose to Tennessee, which I guess makes sense, yeah. But if Oklahoma loses to Tennessee, then Tennessee will probably only have two losses to Georgia and Bama, which would make Tennessee be in the playoffs. So I don't know. It's weird. But either way, I think Georgia will have like maybe a better win. I don't know. Oh yeah, Georgia might lose to Auburn this week. I think that might be a good game. It might be. But anyways, I think it's gonna be Georgia and Oklahoma at 9 and 10. Um, I don't know how it's gonna be though. For real. Georgia Tech I have at 11. I think they're gonna play in the ACC championship. I think they're probably gonna lose to Georgia. Ooh, maybe that's a good loss for Georgia Tech. Then I feel like Georgia Tech would have to be ahead of Georgia. I don't know. I think Georgia Tech's gonna lose to Georgia and then lose in the ACC championship, but not get punished for making the ACC championship. So I think they'll still be in it. With that being said, it's gonna come down to Georgia Tech, Duke, and Virginia. I mean, Duke has to play both of them. So here's my thought process. Duke has to play Georgia Tech and Virginia. Georgia Tech only has to play Duke, and Virginia only has to play Duke. But for Virginia to get in, Duke has to beat Georgia Tech, and then Virginia has to beat Duke. All Georgia Tech has to do is beat Duke, and they're in. Doesn't matter what Virginia does because Virginia lost to NC State, which Georgia Tech beat. So I think Georgia Tech holds the most control over it. Obviously, Duke does too, but they have to win 2 games. And then Virginia has to rely on Duke winning and then them beating Duke. So I think Georgia Tech has a better chance, in my opinion, of making the game. And I think they're just either any three of them are just going to lose to Miami. Well, yeah. But they'll still be 11 in my opinion. And then 12, Group of 5 champion. Still USF in my opinion. Could be Memphis, could be North Texas. There could be a scenario where South Florida beats Memphis. Wait, has UNLV lost yet? I don't think so, actually. I don't think UNLV's lost yet. But there could be a scenario where Memphis beats South Florida or South Florida beats Memphis in the regular season, and then they play again in the American championship, and the other one wins, and UNLV goes undefeated in the Mountain West. And maybe they sneak by both of them. I don't know though. I think it'll probably be either Memphis or South Florida, or maybe North Texas. Who knows? North Texas. But yeah, this is what I'm feeling right now. Um, I think these will be fire games like Notre Dame in Athens. Come on, bro. And then you got to go play Ohio State. Like this would be a fire. Like whoever wins this, whoever gets to play here would be fire, right? You get the you either get the rematch. Oh wait, it would be Georgia and South Bend actually, which is fire. But it would be like Notre Dame and Ohio State rematch or Georgia and Ohio State rematch. Ohio State would be coming for redemption against Georgia, and then Notre Dame would be coming for redemption against Ohio State. Either one would be fire. Texas Tech, South Florida. This is a Friday night game for sure. Uh, it's still a good game, but it's like I don't know. Texas Tech probably just runs the table. But then Texas Tech and Oregon, dude. That'd be a fire game. Oklahoma in Indy. John Mateer. Mendoza. I don't know. That'd be a pretty cool game. Georgia Tech. Okay, maybe dude, like I'm looking at these now. I think like this would definitely be like prime time, right? That'd have to be prime time. These are all good games, I think. And then once you get here, like great games will be happening. Great games. But yeah, this is what I'm feeling. This is what the or what is that called? I just said it earlier in the video. What the computer cooked up. This is what this is what the model cooked up. That's what I meant to say. But I'm the model, and this is what I cooked up. Let me know if y'all agree slash disagree and all that good business. I hope this wasn't too long. And yeah, thanks for watching.